Just 5 minutes. It's an interesting story for young kids who are always asking for extra 5 minutes every time they are asked to leave their screens. And those extra 5 minutes never end.
Once upon a time, in a cozy little house nestled amidst a green meadow, lived a happy family. There were 3 little siblings, Jimmy, Annie, and Sophia. Jimmy was 6 years old, Annie was 5, and Sophia, the youngest, was 3. But there was one thing that the 3 siblings loved more than anything else. That was their screens. Every day, after coming back from school, Jimmy, Annie, and Sophia would rush to their tablets. They would spend hours lost in the world of games and videos, hardly noticing the world around them. They enjoyed watching cartoons and playing games on their tablets and phones. They would spend hours glued to their screens, sometimes even forgetting to play with each other. Mom would often call out to them from the kitchen, "Jimmy, Annie, Sophia, come here, please." But their reply was always the same. "Just 5 minutes." Mom watched all this with concern. She knew that too much screen time wasn't good for her children. So she decided to make a change. She discussed all her worries with Dad. She thought hard, then her face lit up with an idea. "Got it! Let's have a screen-free week." "What? A whole week without screens? Is that even possible?" Dad exclaimed. Mom smiled. "Of course it is. We'll make it fun. We will plan lots of exciting activities to keep kids busy and happy. Let's try this and see," Dad said. The next morning, Mom gathered the family around the kitchen table. "Guess what, everyone? We're going to have a special week called Screen-Free Week." Kids were curious to know what they would do the whole week. At first, the kids were a little unsure. They loved their screens and were confused about what else they could do for fun. And thus, began the screen-free week. On the first day, Mom took them to the backyard and set up a picnic. They played tag, flew kites, and had a teddy bear tea party. They laughed and played until the sun began to set. The family embarked on all sorts of adventures together. They explored the woods behind their house, collecting leaves and building their dog's new house. They built magnificent forts out of blankets and pillows, where they told stories and giggled late into the night. They had parties in the park, feasting on sandwiches and fruit, while Sophia chased butterflies and birds in the sunshine. And when it rained, they stayed indoors, getting creative with arts and crafts, and making colorful paintings and sculptures out of recycled materials. As the week went by, Mom noticed something wonderful happening. The kids were happier and more connected than ever before. They laughed and played together, using their imaginations in ways that screens could never capture. And when Screen-Free Week came to an end, the kids begged Mom and Dad to extend it for another week. "This is way better than staring at screens all day," Annie exclaimed, her eyes shining with joy. Mom and Dad were happy because the kids understood what would be good for them in the future. They were confident they had made the right decision at the right time. And whenever Mom called out to them, they no longer said, "5 minutes please." Instead, they would come running with big smiles, ready for their next adventure.